You live a new life for every language you speak. If you only know one language, you only live once. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Keniaz Asmara Jawad. I am 17 years old. I'm a student at Nusantara Private Senior High School Balikpapan. And today, I want to talk about something that I'm sure many of us have experienced. Getting lost in translation. Well, maybe we got lost in translation. Maybe I asked for too much.
Well, maybe we got lost in translation. Maybe I asked for too much.
Now, Taylor Swift wasn't exactly talking about language barrier in this song, but think about it. How often do we struggle to express what we truly mean? How often do words fail to carry the full weight of our emotion? And how often do we say something only to realize that the meaning didn't come across the way we intended? That's the reality of language. Words don't always translate perfectly. For example, in Japanese, there's the word komorebi. It describes the sunlight filtering through the leaves of trees. Something beautiful yet untranslatable in just one English word. Meanwhile, in my own language, Indonesian, we have gotong royong, a deeply cultural concept of mutual cooperation that goes beyond just helping each other. Every language carries unique idea shaped by the culture and values of the people who speak it. I still remember the first time I met a foreigner who spoke to me in English. I was so excited until I realized that I was too nervous to respond. My mind went completely blank and suddenly the words I had learned in class didn't seem to work. But instead of staying silent, I panicked and said the first thing that came to mind. And that's when I made a mistake. I wanted to say something simple, but instead, I mixed up the words and ended up saying something that didn't make sense at all. The person looked at me a little confused and I immediately felt this wave of embarrassment. I wanted to disappear. At that moment, I truly understood what it means to be lost in translation. But looking back, I realized that moment was important. It taught me that learning a language isn't just about memorizing vocabulary. It's about embracing mistakes, growing from them, and finding confidence in communication. Beyond just personal experience, language is what connects us to the world. It allows us to step into different cultures, understand their values, and appreciate their ways of thinking. The more language we speak, the more we see the world through different perspectives. When I speak Indonesian, I feel a sense of warm familiarity. When I speak English, I feel a new kind of confidence. And when I hear another language, I feel a door opening to a new way of seeing life. So, my challenge for all of you today, learn a new language, not just for school, not just for exam, but to unlock new ways of thinking, new culture, and maybe even new version of yourself. Because when we learn another language, we don't just add words to our vocabulary, we add colors to the way we see the world. And maybe, just maybe, we won't get lost in translation. That's all from me. Thank you and have a nice day. Goodbye.